Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're here with my Pasquali tractor. She's a glory. Check her out, what a beast. 1960 something, early 60s, late 50s. Proper bit of kit. Anyway, it needs a bit of work every now and then, lots of maintenance because she is pretty old. Here we've got, as you can probably see, a popped tyre, quite badly popped. It's got a rubber inner tube which is obviously gone as well, and the walls just totally had it. It filled up with water. And when I put air in it, it just popped. So, I don't know, too many years sat in the sunshine probably. So in this video, we're going to get it jacked up, we're going to whip the tyre off, chuck it in the car and head off to get it fixed. First thing we've got to do, get the old girl started and get her over to the hard standing. Hello there little fella. Just for a bit of skill. Hey, what are you doing? So a couple of years ago, I removed the battery from here where it normally lives because it just kept dying. You know, I wasn't using it enough. I used the tractor 2-3 times every couple of months, if that, and the battery just kept dying. So I turned the cables around and basically just pop them on there, fire the tractor up, and then just leave the battery over to one side. It normally does the job. Then I just put the battery back on charge. Oof, that is loud. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the tyre off. I'm just going to run through a few things that I typically do. It's not tips and tricks, it's not advice because I'm the last person who should be giving advice. It's just my style of doing things, a little bit rustic, but you know, maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't. But I'm just going to go and grab some bits and bobs that I need so we can get on with taking this tyre off. Okay, so the kit we've got some pretty chunky bits of wood for chocking. We've got some smaller bits of wood for the axle stand. We've got two different types of spanner, sort of a Ringo which comes out a little bit and your standard sort of combination spanner. We've got a socket with an extension and the bar. We've also got the socket itself. We've got your typical 4-point tyre jack, tyre iron. And we've got another one here which is your typical sort of car one, standard, only one size though. Axle stand for supporting the wheel, jack for getting it up, and we've got my trusty big metal bar for getting more purchase. So the first thing we're going to do is going to try and make it safe and secure before we do any work. The tyre we're taking off is here. We've got 4 bolts. They unscrew counterclockwise, so when I've got the bolt on, I'm going to be pushing that way, which is going to make the tractor move forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to chock the tyre so that it can't move forward. We'll put one front and back as well, because we've got it, so why not? And then also, as a bit of extra security, we're going to stick it into reverse. Like so. Right, so, she's definitely not going anywhere now, which is what we want. Now we've got it secure, we can start putting some pressure on the nuts here, on the bolts, should I say, try and get them undone. It's 22mm, so this is your classic car one, and straight away, it doesn't fit. So this looks like it's a 19mm and it's just, you know, dedicated to that vehicle. So not particularly very good. So we'll ditch that. Here we've got your sort of typical tyre iron that you get. Loads of different sizes there. We know this is 22. I'm just going to find which one it is. Nope. Oh God, that takes some doing. So it's not a great fit, falls off by itself. One of the things I don't like about this is because it's not sitting all the way on the nut. I'm not sure you can see that, but I'll let you have a quick look. So you can see there now, there's a bit of a gap. It's not going all the way on. What that means is when you put pressure on, it'll twist off and typically round out the edges here, which isn't great. So as a result, what you find yourself doing is, rather than your force going into actually loosening the nut like this, you're putting more force in it just to keep the damn thing in place. So you could do like two-handed effort, but it's just, oh God, absolutely no chance whatsoever. If you do it like this, it just pops off, you see. So again, rubbish. What we've got then is a 22mm Ringo. It's got this way it kicks out a little bit, which makes it a bit easier, but still, you're going to bang your hands. So again, it doesn't come away far enough. So not my favourite. Again, combination spanner there. You know, same deal. It gets on and stuff, but how are you going to turn that? So again, not a great option. Now we get to my socket, and this is hands down my favourite setup. You've got the bar, and then you've also got another bar coming across in your socket on the end. It fits perfectly onto the nut. Zero gap whatsoever. So all your strength and all your efforts is going to go into turning the bolt rather than trying to keep from damaging the bolt. So you do have your ratchet socket as well, which may come in handy once the bolts are actually loose. But this mechanism doesn't have enough strength, doesn't have as much strength as this one, which has got no moving parts. So we're going to leave that for now. I'm going to work with this one. What we can do is we can move it into the middle like so, and then use it like a sort of tyre wrench to spin the nut out if we have to. But for now, we're going to keep it like that. The first thing you sort of do is think, oh, I'll try by hand. And you can see, oh, absolutely impossible. The next thing you could try is putting a bit of legwork in there and bouncing on it. Oh my God. But again, pretty tough. So, what do I like to do? I like to use my trusted bar. So the bar is hollow, so you can slide it down like so. And basically what you're doing is gaining a huge amount of mechanical advantage. The amount of effort you have to put on here now to turn, compared to the other options, is almost nothing. So let's have a go at getting it off. Right then, so we're all pretty much ready to go. We're gonna have a go at getting it off. What I like to do again is, you can see I've got my jack ready and I've got my axle stand ready. But there's no need to start jacking anything quite yet. With the weight of the tractor sitting down on the tyre itself, you're going to stop it moving. It's in gear and it's chocked. So again, it's not going to move around. All your effort is going into turning the bolt, nothing else. So to begin with, I just like to crack the bolt so they're loose, then we can move to sort of getting it jacked up. Now as it's like this, literally, little tiny pressure, you can see even now, she wants to move. Here we go. I'm doing it nice and slow. I'd normally do it faster. I'm doing it slow just for... Oh, the effort. Oh, there we go. How are you ever going to do that with a normal tyre iron? Honestly. For everything else, do it a bit faster this time. There we go. The effort is minimal. Bosh. Man standing. Oh, which was already loose. I think that was on my test one from before. Right, we don't need the bar anymore. Get rid of that. So now we've loosened them off, you can just do it by hand now. Look, easy as that. There we go. Plenty of soil in there. Years of that's moving as well. And this one too. So at this point, you know, you could use your tyre iron again if you wanted to. Again, it's just the fact that it doesn't go all the way on is just such a pain. I personally wouldn't bother. Right, now that they're loose, we can get it jacked up. This area is quite tight. We've got to fit the jack in. We've also got to fit the axle stand in. So you've got to think about your spacing before you start jacking stuff up. We can get the jack in there. Pretty much perfect. We'll just clear out some of this debris from the tree, like so. And we can move the axle stand into position. You can already see that we've got good clearance there, so we're going to be able to get the jack out afterwards. We can just start slowly jacking it up. And then there she goes. And she's starting to lift. I don't know if you can see how much that's moved over. Loads of pressure there. It's properly bending over, so anyone who says a jack alone is fine is wrong. It can be okay for very quick applications like side of the road type of thing, but you know, you've always got to be cautious of your jack failing. Anyway, this will now slide under like so, and now we can drop the jack down. As soon as you feel the jack go loose, there we go, you know the axle stand's holding her. What I like to do, however, is just put the jack, reposition the jack, get it actually looking decent, and then just get it so it's just tight like that. And then you've got double protection. I mean, why not? Now we can whip this off. You can always get a bit of WD or penetrating fluid on there. That'll help you out. Do them all while we're here. You just have to wait for a few minutes for that to do its job and penetrate and get in the threads. There we go. Imagine trying to do that with a normal tyre iron. Oof. The bolt is super hot from the friction. Well, that's more like it. Okay, she's going. All right, there we go. I'm going to dish these somewhere safe in a little tractor's little box. Typically now, the rim, it's stuck to the hub. So, I usually just give it a whack to free it off. Whoa. Oh man. Whoa, this is brutal. Oh, it's not coming. What are we going to do now? Get the bar on the job. There she blows. Quick reposition. Oh my god, she's heavy. Massive split here. Massive split here. That's on the inside. Another massive split here. A massive crack going all around. So, probably get another 6 months out of it. I'm joking. That's me for now. We'll whip that over to the tyre shop in the morning. Okay, that's us locked and loaded. Let's truck on. Boy's done a few days, so we'll be back. Hey there folks, it's been about 2 weeks. The boy here's phoned me, tyre's ready, so we're going to go and grab it. Let's go home and put it back on. There we go, got the new tyre. What we're going to do now is give the bolts a bit of a clean, just with a wire brush, get them greased up, and then get this bad boy put back together. Now that I've got everything tidied up, what I like to do is get it greased up and then give it a good fit and release, just to get grease in the threads there, while there's no weight and there's no tyre to manipulate. This is marine grease, which tends to resist the water a little bit better, so we're going to use that. Put some on the back, and then it can drag that back through. There we go, perfect. I think as you can see, it's just coming through there, so we can just put a little bit of grease on the back end, like so, and then wind it back out, and it'll pull that grease back into the thread. That's that one pretty much in. Take them all out again now, and we can get the tyre fitted up. The tyre's got a little bit of a lip where it can sort of sit and take care of itself. We should be able to line these holes up now and get that in. There we go. That's it. Perfect. And that was easy. Do opposites, just to make sure it goes on level. We'll pull this side and pull the other. Once everything is finger tight, we can get the jack back in there, remove the axle strand, drop her down, and give her a final good tightening up once the weight of the tractor is sitting on the tyre. Okay. Now that the axle stand is out of the way, we can drop her down again and remove the jack. Okay, that's the jack free. So now the final thing to do is just to give the bolts here a final tighten up. Now, me personally, finger tight plus a bit extra is all it really needs. Generally speaking, once a month or every time before I use the tractor, if I haven't used it for a while, I'll go around and check everything, make sure everything's tight. There's a hell of a lot of vibrations on an old machine like this, so it's important to go around and make sure everything's tight before you start using it. But it doesn't have to be cranked up, so we have to use the bar to undo it again. What I tend to do is give it as much as I can, like so, and then just as much as I can, just nip it up. You know, you could also, if you really wanted to, give it a bit with your foot, but I don't think it's necessary. You're just making your life, you know, harder work further down the line. You're better off keeping it nice and tight, just with, you know, your fingers, arm strength type of thing, and then just checking it periodically. Right, that's pretty much a wrap. Last few things we're going to do, we're going to remove the chuck, like so. We're going to put back into neutral, like so. And we're going to fire her up and get her out of here.